You'll need a drill and an impact driver, a handful of 2-inch number 8 screws, at least one tape measure, and you'll need at least a couple table clamps. Lastly, make sure you have on plenty of safety gear. Step 1 is putting on your safety gear. We only operate on OSHA-approved job sites. Now that you're geared up, you'll start by making your measurements and then clamping down the wood. Make sure to use at least 2 clamps to keep it balanced and secure on the table. Once your marking is set and your clamps are secure, use the built-in guide on your saw to just follow along with the line you drew. As you can see, the general shape of the pallet is pretty simple. It's only a flat piece of wood with 3 evenly spaced 2x4s that sit below. Standard pallet size will always be 34 inches wide and 60 inches in length. Your centerpiece 2x4 will sit somewhere around the 17-inch mark. It's okay if it's not exactly perfect in that spot, as long as it runs straight along that top piece of plywood. Once everything is pieced together, you'll start by drilling 3 pilot holes along either side. In the real world, you would go all the way down the length of the piece of wood, but for the sake of this video, we're only going to demonstrate a few. As you drill your screws in, make sure you keep everything perfectly in line. If not, you're going to miss the piece of wood below and nothing will actually be secure. As you place your screws, try to keep them all somewhat orderly, as this helps later on when you set your eyelets. As you move downwards, you'll place a screw every 9 to 10 inches. In total, there should be 7 screws on each 2x4 running top to bottom. Now that your pallet is assembled, you'll need to get a partner to help you lift the booth up and onto it. As you can tell, there's not really an exact science to doing this. Just make sure you're lifting from the proper side so that the floor doesn't crack. Lift it up, slide it over, and then find a way to get that other side back on top. After you've got the booth onto the pallet, make sure there's at least 1.5 inches of space on all sides. The booth will need to be wrapped in a protective cardboard paneling. Once that base layer is nice and tight, a piece of tape can be used to secure it in place. After that, you'll need to use your partner again to repeat the same step up top. As you do this, make sure to leave a little extra space at the very top so that there's something to fold downwards on top of the roof. Once your cardboard is up, you then take your plastic wrap, just run in a circle, make sure to wrap fully top to bottom. In order to prevent the booth from sliding around while being shipped, you take a little wooden block, center it on the pallet, and then just drill that in on both ends. Now that you've secured down those wooden blocks, you'll use a larger drill bit to make the pilot holes that will house your silver eyelets. You'll only be able to twist these eyelets in about halfway by hand, so make sure you keep some kind of tool nearby to help you continue screwing it in. As you do this, make sure that the eyelets are lining up on both sides of the pallets. That way your nylon strap will stay straight once you go over the top. Next, you'll cut down the top corners of your cardboard so that'll lay flat once the straps go across. To secure the nylon straps, you'll go up through the hole, over the top of the booth, back down through the hole, and then over once more back to where you originally started. This is definitely the hardest part of palletizing any booth. Pulling these straps through the middle can get a little confusing, so just pay close attention to how Max does it here. You fold it over, pull through the middle, and then attach to each of these prongs here on the side. Once you do that, there should be a little bit of gap in between the two sides, and that's where you'll begin pulling from. After placing the plastic guards on the top of the booth in order to protect the corners of the roof, you'll just simply pull as tight as you can on the straps, get it as secure as it'll go, and then you're ready to ship it off. Your final step will just be to apply proper signage. That will be the please pick up from this end sign, the don't pick up from this end, and the bill of lading. After that, your shipper should come pick it up and put it onto the truck for you.